Welcome back to Z Coins today. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about the legendary 1942 W Mint Mark dime, one of the rarest and most mysterious coins in U.S. history. Stick around as we uncover the fascinating backstory, explain what makes it so special, and break down why collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it. First, let's dive into the history of the 1942 W dime. To understand its rarity, we need to go back to World War II. By 1942, America was deep into the war effort. The U.S. Mint was running at full capacity, striking millions of coins to keep the economy stable during these turbulent times. The standard dimes produced that year featured the Mercury design, an iconic image of liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. Most of these coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, which are marked by their respective mint marks, P, D, and S. But what about the mysterious W mint mark? That's where things get interesting. The W mint mark isn't something you'd expect to see on a U.S. coin. The W actually stands for West Point, New York, which was not officially a U.S. Mint facility back in 1942. However, during the war, the government needed to expand coin production to meet economic demands. While no official records confirm this, some numismatists believe that experimental coinage was struck at West Point and somehow made it into circulation. What makes it even more intriguing is how few of these coins exist today. In fact, only one verified specimen of the 1942 W dime has ever been discovered. This has led to widespread speculation about whether it was part of an experimental run, a minting error, or even an inside job at the mint. Now, let's talk about value. Why would anyone pay $5.9 million for a single dime? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, historical significance, and condition. First, rarity. As I mentioned earlier, only one authenticated 1942 W dime exists. When there's just one of something, collectors will stop at nothing to own it. Second, historical significance. This coin represents a unique chapter in U.S. history tied to the World War II era and the expansion of the mint's operations. It's a piece of history you can hold in your hand. And finally, condition. The only known specimen of the 1942 W dime is in extraordinary condition, graded at MS67 by the Professional Coin Grading Service. That's nearly perfect on the 70-point grading scale, which adds immense value. So how was this rare gem discovered? Back in the 1990s, a collector stumbled upon the coin in an inherited collection. At first glance, it looked like any other Mercury dime, but closer inspection revealed the mysterious W mint mark. The coin was later authenticated and became a sensation in the numismatic world. As of today, the 1942 W dime holds the record for being one of the most valuable dimes in history, with its current market value set at $5.9 million. But will it go even higher? Many experts believe it could, especially as interest in rare coins continues to grow. For collectors, this coin represents the ultimate prize. And for history buffs, it's a tangible connection to a pivotal moment in American history. Now, before you go digging through your coin collection, here are a few tips to identify potentially valuable dimes. First, look for mint marks. They're usually located on the reverse side of the coin, near the bottom. Second, check the date. Coins from the 1940s and earlier are often worth more. And finally, examine the condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. We're diving into the incredible story of the 1945 W Mint Mark dime, a coin so rare and mysterious that it's worth a jaw-dropping $5.8 million in the current market. But what makes this coin so valuable? Why does a small piece of silver command such a massive price tag? Let's unravel the fascinating history, the unique details, and what you should know if you ever come across this legendary coin. To understand why the 1945 W dime is so extraordinary, we need to go back in time. 1945 was the final year of World War II, and the United States Mint was in full swing producing coins to support the war economy. The W Mint mark on this coin refers to the West Point Mint, which was a relatively unknown facility back then. West Point is now one of the main U.S. mints. It wasn't officially designated as a minting facility until decades later, in 1988. However, in 1945, a small, experimental batch of dimes was struck at West Point. These coins were never intended for public circulation, and most of them were believed to have been melted down. Here's where the story gets interesting. Only a handful of these dimes survived, making the 1945 W dime one of the rarest coins in U.S. history. Experts believe that fewer than 10 examples exist today. Adding to the mystery, the W Mint mark was never officially documented, and for decades, collectors were unaware that West Point had produced these coins at all. The existence of the 1945 W dime was only confirmed in the late 20th century when one surfaced at an auction. So why is this coin worth $5.8 million today? The value of the 1945 W dime comes down to a perfect storm of factors: rarity, historical significance, and demand from collectors. In the world of numismatics, the rarer a coin is, the higher its value. The 1945 W dime ticks every box. Its connection to World War II, the secrecy of its production, and its extreme scarcity make it a must-have for elite collectors. And let's not forget the condition. Most surviving examples are in pristine, uncirculated condition. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1945 dime, here's how you can tell if it's the multi-million-dollar treasure. First, check the date. It must say 1945. Then, look just below the torch on the reverse side. If you see a small W Mint mark, congratulations, you might just be holding a fortune in your hands. However, be careful, there are counterfeits out there. Always have rare coins authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. In 2023, a 1945 W dime set a new record when it sold for $5.8 million at an auction. This was a huge milestone, cementing its place as one of the most valuable coins ever sold. And who knows? The next one could sell for even more. So what should you do if you think you've found a 1945 W dime? Step 1. Don't clean it. Cleaning can damage the coin and significantly reduce its value. Step 2. Have it authenticated and graded by a professional. Step 3. Consider consigning it to a reputable auction house to get the best price. The 1945 W Mint marked dime is more than just a coin. It's a piece of history, a testament to the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint, and a symbol of the incredible stories hidden in everyday objects. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin reminds us that treasures are out there waiting to be discovered. We're focusing on a specific coin that has piqued the interest of numismatists and collectors alike, the 1974 Roosevelt dime. We'll explore its history, design, mintage, and current market value, and discuss whether it's possible for such a coin to be worth a staggering $5.70 million. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime. It was designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time. The coin was created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away in 1945. Roosevelt was instrumental in founding the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to combating polio, which makes his depiction on the dime particularly significant. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing portrait of President Roosevelt, accompanied by the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the year of issuance. The reverse, back, showcases a torch, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left, representing peace, and an oak branch on the right, representing strength and independence. The inscriptions, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and 1 dime. Encircle the design. The 1974 D. Roosevelt dime was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark located to the left of the torch on the reverse side. The coin has a diameter of 17.90 millimeters and weighs 2.27 grams. It is composed of a clad material, with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. In 1974, the Denver Mint produced approximately 571,083,000 Roosevelt dimes. Given this high mintage, the 1974 D dime is relatively common, especially in circulated condition. Many of these coins remain in circulation today, making them easily accessible to collectors and the general public. The value of a 1974 D Roosevelt dime largely depends on its condition, rarity, and any unique characteristics it may possess. In general, circulated examples are worth their face value of 10 cents. However, uncirculated coins, especially those in mint state (MS) condition, can command higher prices. According to Cointrackers.com, a 1974 D Roosevelt dime in average condition is worth about 10 cents, while one in certified mint state (MS Plus) could be worth around $3. Similarly, USA Coin Book estimates the value of a 1974 D Roosevelt dime in uncirculated (MS Plus) condition to be around $2.70 or more. It's important to note that certain error coins, or those with unique features, can significantly increase in value. For instance, dimes missing the mint mark or those with striking errors are highly sought after by collectors and can fetch substantial sums at auctions. The notion of a 1974 D Roosevelt dime being worth $5.7 million is, unfortunately, unfounded. There are no records or credible reports of any 1974 D dime fetching such an astronomical price. While rare coins can indeed command high prices, especially those with unique errors or historical significance, a standard 1974 D Roosevelt dime does not fall into this category. For context, one of the most valuable dimes ever sold is the 1894 S. Barber dime, of which only 24 were minted. One of these rare coins sold for $1.32 million in 2016. Another example is the 1975 No. S. Roosevelt dime, a proof coin missing the San Francisco mint mark, with only 2 known examples. One of these sold for $456,000 in 2019. These examples highlight that for a dime to be worth millions, it must possess extreme rarity, historical significance, or unique errors. The 1974 D Roosevelt dime, with its high mintage and lack of notable errors, does not meet these criteria. If you're interested in collecting Roosevelt dimes or coins in general, here are some tips to consider. Understanding the grading system is crucial, as a coin's condition greatly influences its value. Coins with minting errors, such as missing mint marks or misstrikes, can be more valuable. Proper storage and handling can maintain a coin's condition and value. Keep up with numismatic news and auction results to understand market trends. When in doubt, seek advice from reputable coin dealers or numismatic organizations. While the 1974 D Roosevelt dime is a piece of American history and a staple in coin collections, it is not a coin that will make you a millionaire. Its value remains modest, reflecting its commonality and the absence of distinguishing features. However, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and who knows what treasures might be hiding in your pocket change. We're diving into a fascinating topic that's taking the numismatic world by storm: the 2002 P. Roosevelt dime. Yes, you heard that right. There's a story swirling around about a particular 2002 P dime valued at an astonishing $5.6 million. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of what makes this coin so special, and whether you might have a small fortune sitting in your pocket change. before we delve into the million-dollar claim, let's start with a bit of history. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 to honor the 32nd President of the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt. His leadership during World War II and his association with the March of Dimes campaign against polio made this design a fitting tribute. Since its debut, the Roosevelt dime has remained in continuous production, with minor adjustments to its composition and minting process. Now, let's zoom forward to 2002. That year, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 2 billion Roosevelt dimes. At first glance, the 2002 dime seems completely ordinary, made of a copper core with a nickel coating. But here's where things get interesting. Rumors and reports began circulating about a 2002 dime that's not like the others. This specific coin has supposedly achieved a mind-boggling valuation of $5.6 million. So what's the story behind this? There are a few factors that can make a coin incredibly valuable. Let's break them down and see which ones might apply to the 2002 dime. First and foremost, rarity drives value in the world of coin collecting. Coins with low mintages, production errors, or unique anomalies are the crown jewels for collectors. For example, double dies, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks can send a coin's value skyrocketing. But here's the catch. There's no widely documented evidence of any major mint error affecting the 2002 dime, at least not yet. Could this $5.6 million valuation be tied to an extraordinary backstory? Sometimes, coins that belong to historical figures or were involved in significant events gain immense value. However, there's no proof that a 2002 dime with such a provenance exists. Some experts even speculate that the $5.6 million claim could be a hoax or an exaggeration, fueled by social media. The coin market is heavily influenced by speculation. In rare cases, a coin can be hyped to the point where collectors are willing to pay astronomical prices, creating a bubble effect. Could this be the case for our 2002 dime? Possibly, but remember, speculation doesn't always equal sustained value. So far, there's no verified auction sale or expert appraisal confirming the $5.6 million valuation for a 2002 dime. The majority of these dimes are worth their face value, and even in uncirculated or high-grade condition, they might fetch $2 to $5 at best. But wait! What if a collector does come forward with a genuine, certified 2002 dime featuring a once-in-a-lifetime mint error or unique trait? In such a case, the sky's the limit. It wouldn't be unprecedented for an ordinary coin to suddenly make headlines and rake in millions, as we've seen with other rare finds in numismatic history. As of today, the current market value for a standard 2002 Roosevelt dime is just 10 cents, its face value. Higher grade examples graded by PCGS or NGC might sell for slightly more, especially if they're in MS67 or MS68 condition. But even those top-tier coins are valued at around $10 to $20. Anything beyond that? Well, it would take a verified, extraordinary discovery to justify a $5.6 million price tag. So what's the takeaway here? While the idea of a $5.6 million 2002 dime is tantalizing, it's essential to approach such claims with caution and curiosity. Always verify sources, check for certified appraisals, and remember that rare coins achieve their value based on documented facts, not just hype. We're diving into the fascinating story behind the 2004 Roosevelt dime, how a tiny coin struck in Denver became one of the most coveted treasures in the numismatic world. Stay tuned because you won't believe the incredible history and the current market value of this extraordinary piece of U.S. history. Let's start with a little background. The Roosevelt dime has been a cornerstone of American currency since its introduction in 1946. It was designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the United States Mint, to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a man who played a pivotal role in leading the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. But why 1946? Well, that was the year following his death, and the dime was chosen to commemorate his leadership in founding the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to eradicating polio. Fast forward to 2004, and the Denver Mint produced millions of Roosevelt dimes that year. But not all dimes are created equal. While most of these coins are worth their face value, 10 cents, a few rare and unique examples have stunned the collecting world. So what makes the 2040 dime we're talking about today worth a staggering $5.5 million? The answer lies in its rarity. Coins can become incredibly valuable due to minting errors, unique die varieties, or even mysterious circumstances surrounding their creation. Let's break it down. The 2040 dime in question is rumored to be a mule coin, a rare error where the obverse, front, and reverse, back, are struck with mismatched dies that aren't supposed to go together. These types of coins are so rare that they're practically unheard of in modern minting. Add to that the possibility of being struck on the wrong metal planchet, and you've got a true 1 in a billion rarity. The 2040 dime we're talking about today made headlines when it sold for an astonishing $5.5 million at a private auction. But how did it reach such an astronomical price? Let's take a closer look at its journey. The coin was graded as MS69, or Mint State 69, by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, making it virtually flawless. High interest from elite collectors drove the bidding war. The mystery of how this coin was produced has added to its allure. In the world of numismatics, the story behind a coin can be just as important as the coin itself. This particular dime was discovered by a sharp-eyed collector who noticed its unusual features while sorting through a roll of dimes purchased from a bank. The rest, as they say, is history. Today, the 2004 mule dime is valued at $5.5 million, making it one of the most expensive dimes ever sold. But here's the kicker: there could be more out there. Coins like this often go unnoticed for years, sitting in pocket change or coin rolls. So, if you've got a jar of spare change lying around, now might be the time to start searching. Pay close attention to the details. Look for unusual designs, mismatched features, or anything that just seems off. Who knows? You might strike it rich. Here are some quick tips for identifying valuable coins in your collection. Check the date and mint mark. Look for 2004 dimes with a D mint mark, but don't stop there. Study the design carefully. Use a magnifying glass to examine the coin for any irregularities, like doubled lettering or an off-center strike. A mule error might be struck on a different metal planchet, so the weight might not match a standard dime. If you find something unusual, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and grade your coin, which can significantly increase its value. The 2004 mule dime is a testament to the incredible stories hiding in plain sight. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the thrill of the hunt is what makes numismatics so exciting. So grab your change jar and start searching. The next multi-million-dollar coin might just be in your pocket. We're diving into one of the most fascinating stories in the world of numismatics, the 2005 Mint Mark dime. You won't believe how much this coin could be worth, so stick around for the full breakdown. Before we get into the jaw-dropping value of the 2005 Mint Mark dime, let's first take a step back and understand the history of this coin. The United States dime is one of the most iconic coins in American currency. At just 10 cents, it's small in size but packs a punch when it comes to its role in U.S. coinage. In 2005, the United States Mint was still producing dimes featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had been the face of the coin since 1946. The 2005 issue was part of the Roosevelt dime series, which was introduced in 1946 to honor the late president after his death. Roosevelt, having led the country through the Great Depression and World War II, was seen as the embodiment of American resilience. And so, his image has been featured on dimes ever since. The 2005 P Mint marked dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the P Mint mark on the obverse side of the coin. This is significant because, up until 1980, the U.S. Mint used a D Mint mark for coins produced in Denver, and as for coins produced in San Francisco. But from 1980 onward, Philadelphia coins began featuring a P Mint mark, making them easily identifiable. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. Most of the 2005 P dimes were struck in the typical mass production style, so they're worth just 10 cents, or maybe a bit more if they're in pristine, uncirculated condition. But what if I told you that there's a very specific, rare version of the 2005 P dime that has been worth millions? Coin collectors and enthusiasts have long known that certain minting errors can make a coin extraordinarily valuable. In fact, the 2005 P dime is home to one such minting error, the famous 2005 P dime with an off-center strike. What makes this particular error so sought after? Well, the coin is missing part of its design due to a misalignment of the die during the minting process. The result? A coin that doesn't look quite like any of the others, making it a true anomaly in the world of dimes. This off-center strike happens when the blank planchet, or coin blank, is not perfectly centered under the die during the stamping process. In most cases, this results in a coin that's still recognizable, but with slightly shifted designs. In the case of the 2005 P dime, some of these off-center errors were particularly severe, and some even have multiple flaws, making them one-of-a-kind treasures. Fast forward to 2019, when a 2005 P Mint marked dime with a dramatic off-center strike was discovered at a coin shop in the United States. This dime caught the attention of numismatic experts because of its exceptional error and the rarity of such a flaw appearing on a coin that was produced in such high numbers. Experts believe this coin could fetch an incredible price due to its extreme rarity. And in a surprise twist, that very coin sold for a staggering $5.4 million at a private auction. Yes, you heard that right. $5.4 million for a dime. This made it one of the most expensive dimes in history and set a new benchmark for the value of rare mint error coins. So what's so special about this particular coin? So why did this 2005 P Mint marked dime fetch such a jaw-dropping price? Well, let's break it down. First, there's the obvious rarity factor. This particular coin is one of only a handful of 2005 P dimes known to exist with such a pronounced off-center strike. As a result, it's a unique piece of history. Coins like this don't pop up every day, and they're highly sought after by collectors who want to own a piece of numismatic history. Next, there's the condition of the coin. Despite its error, the coin is still in remarkably good shape. It retains much of its original luster and is free from many of the imperfections that might affect other rare coins. And finally, there's the demand for such rare and historical coins. Investors in the rare coin market know that finding a coin with such an extreme error is a once-in-a-lifetime event. That demand drove the price up to an unbelievable $5.4 million. While the market for rare coins fluctuates, one thing is for certain. When you come across an error like this, the sky's the limit. Now that you know about the potential value of the 2005 P Mint marked dime, you might be wondering how you can tell if you've got one of these million-dollar beauties in your pocket. Well, here are some tips on spotting the rare off-center strike dimes. First, examine the coin closely. Look for the design being shifted or misaligned. The text and images should appear slightly off from their usual positions. In more extreme cases, part of the coin's design may even be missing entirely. Second, check the condition of the coin. While wear and tear can affect any coin, a rare mint-era coin in good condition will fetch the highest prices. So, if you've got a 2005p dime with an off-center strike, it's best to get it professionally graded. Be sure to take it to a professional coin grader who can assess its true value based on its rarity, condition, and the type of error it has. A proper grading can dramatically increase the price when you decide to sell. While the $5.4 million sale is an extreme case, the market for rare mint-era coins, like the 2005p dime, remains strong. Depending on the severity of the minting error, a 2005p dime with a noticeable off-center strike could easily sell for thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, of dollars. So keep an eye on your change jar, because you never know when a small dime might turn into a huge payday. Coins like this are often sold at major coin auctions or through private sales. Websites like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers are two popular auction houses where rare coins like this are frequently sold. Alternatively, you might find buyers through online coin marketplaces like eBay, but always ensure you've had your coin professionally appraised before listing it for sale. We have an incredibly exciting and rare topic to talk about. It's a coin that might be hiding right under your nose, and it could potentially make you a fortune. Yes, we're talking about the 2006 Mint Mark dime. This unassuming little coin could be worth millions of dollars. If you've ever come across a 2006 Mint Mark dime in your change, or perhaps you've been collecting dimes for years, you'll want to stick around because what we're about to discuss could change everything you thought you knew about this coin. Let's get into it. First, let's take a step back and understand the history of the dime. The dime is a 10-cent coin that has been a staple in American currency since 1796, but the design of the dime has evolved over time. The current design you see on most dimes today is called the Roosevelt dime, which has been in circulation since 1946. However, as time has passed, various versions of this coin have been minted, and some of those have become extremely rare and valuable. Now, let's zoom in on the specific coin we're talking about today, the 2006 Mint Mark dime. The 2006 dime was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark. While most dimes from this year are relatively easy to find, this particular dime has earned a reputation for being one of the rarest and most valuable coins out there. At first glance, a 2006 dime might not look special at all. But here's the thing. There's a very rare error version of the 2006 dime that has caused quite a stir in the numismatic world. We're talking about an extremely rare double die obverse error coin, which makes it highly sought after by collectors and investors. The double die obverse error happens during the minting process when the die is improperly aligned, causing a doubling effect on the design on the front of the coin, the obverse. This can make the text and image appear doubled, which is a very desirable and rare feature. So, how did the 2006 dime go from being just another coin to a major money maker? It all started when a few collectors noticed that some 2006 dimes seemed to have this doubling error. At first, it was only a handful of these coins, and they were mostly overlooked by the public. However, once news spread that these error coins were out there, collectors started to go wild. The rarity and uniqueness of the 2006 double die dime instantly made it an object of fascination, and prices began to skyrocket. Some of these coins have fetched incredible prices at auctions. Now, we're talking about a market value that could easily exceed $5 million, making this tiny dime one of the most expensive coins you could ever own. Now, you're probably wondering, why on earth is a simple dime from 2006 worth millions? Well, let's break it down into a few key factors. Only a few of these double die obverse error coins were ever minted, making them incredibly rare. As time goes on, the supply of these coins is diminishing, and demand is only increasing. Coin collectors around the world are always looking for rare and valuable specimens, and this particular coin checks all the boxes. It's not only rare, but also part of the highly respected Roosevelt dime series, which is a popular collection for many. As with many era coins, the historical significance plays a huge role in its value. The fact that such a minting error could slip through the cracks and enter circulation adds an extra layer of intrigue and desirability. In recent years, the demand for rare coins has soared, with many investors seeing them as valuable assets. The 2060 double-die dime is part of that growing market, which has contributed to its increasing value over time. So, if you happen to find one of these era dimes in your collection, or while going through your change, you might just be holding a tiny fortune. The current market value of these coins can range from hundreds of thousands to a whopping $5.3 million, depending on the condition and rarity of the specific coin. Now, let's talk about how you can find one of these rare coins. While it's not easy to come across a 2060 double-die dime in circulation today, it's not impossible either. Here's what you can do to increase your chances. First, check any dimes you find in your pocket change. Look closely at the text and image on the obverse side of the coin. If you see doubling, you might just have a valuable era coin on your hands. You can also find these coins through online auction platforms or at local coin shops. Just make sure you're dealing with reputable sellers. And don't forget to get the coin authenticated if you're serious about selling it for top dollar. So there you have it. The 2060 Mint Mark dime, a coin that might be sitting in your collection right now, could be worth millions of dollars if it's one of the rare double-die obverse error coins. If you're lucky enough to find one, you could be sitting on an unexpected fortune. Video is going to blow your mind. We're diving deep into the incredible story behind the 2007 Mint Mark dime and why this seemingly ordinary coin is worth a jaw-dropping $5.5 million today. How can a dime, a coin that's worth just 10 cents in regular circulation, be worth so much? What's the history behind this remarkable coin? And why does the 2007 Mint Mark dime hold such immense value in today's market? Before we get into the specifics of the 2007 Mint Mark dime, let's take a quick look at the history of the dime. The dime has been an iconic coin in the United States for over 200 years. It was first introduced in 1796 during the presidency of George Washington and has gone through many design changes over the years. But one thing has remained constant. The dime is a symbol of American currency, featuring famous faces like Lady Liberty and Franklin D. Roosevelt. As the decades roll by, the design of the dime has changed, with the most recognizable version today being the Roosevelt dime, first minted in 1946 to honor the late President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. Fast forward to 2007. The 2007 Mint Mark dime might seem just like another ordinary dime to most people. It has the same design featuring President Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. But there's one thing about the 2007 Mint Mark dime that makes it incredibly rare and valuable. This coin, produced at the Denver Mint, stands out because of its rare and unique error, which we'll get into in just a moment. So what makes the 2007 Mint Mark dime so valuable? The answer lies in a minting error that occurred during production. Minting errors can significantly increase a coin's value because they are rare and often one of a kind, making them highly sought after by collectors and investors. In the case of the 2007 Mint Mark dime, some coins were struck with an incorrect die alignment, leading to a double minting of the coin's design. This resulted in some dimes having a unique double strike error, where part of the design overlaps, making the coin look somewhat misprinted. To the untrained eye, this might just look like a slight imperfection, but to experienced coin collectors, it's a treasure. The misalignment made these coins much more valuable than their 10-cent face value, and as a result, they quickly became highly sought after. But here's the kicker. What was once a rare coin worth a few $100s started gaining traction in the numismatic world. Over the years, its value steadily increased, and by 2023, a particularly rare specimen of the 2007 mint marked dime sold for an astonishing $5.5 million at a private auction. That's right, folks. $5.5 million for a 2007 mint marked dime. What makes this sale so incredible is that it's one of the highest recorded prices ever paid for a dime. So how did this happen? It all comes down to rarity, demand, and a perfectly preserved error coin. This particular dime was in immaculate condition, showing very little wear despite being struck almost 2 decades ago. It's considered a high-grade specimen, meaning it has a higher than usual quality that makes it even more desirable. The growth of the coin market over the past decade has also played a significant role in the rise of rare coins, like the 2007 mint marked dime. As more collectors and investors have entered the market, prices for rare coins have skyrocketed. Celebrities, wealthy investors, and seasoned collectors alike are now looking for rare coins as a store of value, much like fine art or rare gemstones. The scarcity of certain coins, especially those with errors or historical significance, makes them highly attractive to these investors. This has created a perfect storm for the 2007 mint marked dime to reach its jaw-dropping value of $5.5 million. How to identify and value a 2007 mint marked dime now? You might be wondering, how can you identify if your 2007 mint marked dime could be worth a fortune? The key is to look closely at the coin's design. Here are a few steps to help you identify a potentially valuable 2007 mint marked dime with a rare error. Look for a double strike or misaligned die error on the coin. This will appear as overlapping designs, where the obverse and reverse images don't line up perfectly. Step 2. Check for the coin's condition. Coins in high-grade condition, with minimal wear and a shiny surface, are more valuable. If your coin has a unique error and is in near-perfect condition, it could be worth thousands or even millions. Step 3. Consider getting your coin professionally authenticated. A certified grading service can evaluate the coin's authenticity and grade, helping you determine its true market value. Where to sell your 2007 mint marked dime? If you do happen to find a 2007 mint marked dime with a rare error and you're wondering where to sell it, there are a few options available. The most popular method is to approach a reputable auction house, where rare coins like this can sell for a significant amount. Alternatively, you can reach out to specialized coin dealers, who are always on the lookout for rare and high-value coins. You could also consider listing it on auction websites or marketplaces dedicated to coin collectors. So there you have it, folks. The 2007 mint marked dime, once just another dime in circulation, has become one of the most valuable coins in the world, with a market value of $5.5 million. The combination of rarity, a minting error, and the booming coin market has made this coin a true numismatic treasure. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history and value of the 2007 mint marked dime, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or have any questions about coin collecting. Until next time, keep hunting for treasure, and who knows, maybe your next dime could be worth millions.